And welcome to DBZ Talk, the podcast where we talk Dragon Ball Z, of course. Each week we will discuss two topics, whether it be hypothetical or personal opinion. The first topic on today's podcast is which Buu is stronger, Super Buu, be it any of the forms, or Kid Buu. And here to chime in on this topic is our good buddy Ed.
I personally think regular Super Buu is the strongest, just because when he's fully absorbed, maybe he's not as strong as Kid Buu, but at the same time he has more abilities, and I think he's got so much more wit to him. He never runs out of ideas. It's kind of like if Kid Buu has real power, he just goes straight forward, and if he doesn't have any more power, he's done. Whereas Super Buu, he might let his emotions get to him as well and be scared, but he always has something in the back of his mind. He never stops, and he can always try to absorb or turn someone into chocolate or something ridiculous, but he always has a plan, and he's always coming up with new techniques, and he just utilizes them instantly. He doesn't really wait either. So not only can he beat people at their own game, but he always has a more devious plot and something where, you can't really predict him in a lot of ways. He's almost more unpredictable because when he gets desperate, he'll never stop. And I think that's why he's the best, because he can utilize anything to his advantage.
Thanks, Ed. You made a pretty strong case for yourself, and I'm gonna have to agree with you. Kid Buu is strong, no doubt, but he's just pure evil. He'll do anything to win, including blowing himself up, which he's done several times in the show. And though his power is only rivaled by a few, he's not nearly as strong as Super Buu is. Super Buu is stronger, smarter, and better in basically every way. Several times it seemed like Super Buu was just not strong enough to beat his opponent, but he always collected himself and found a better way to win. When he was fighting Mystic Gohan and seemingly couldn't win, he absorbed Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks that gave him the upper hand. And when the fusion wore off and he was fighting Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he managed to absorb Mystic Gohan to get an even stronger power level, which to me is arguably the strongest Buu that there ever was. Stronger than Fat Buu, stronger than Evil Buu, stronger than any other form of Super Buu, and clearly stronger than Kid Buu. Not to mention, Super Buu has far better technique. Kid Buu just sort of went head on and tried to attack you any way he can, guns a-blazing, fists flying any which way, just trying to get the hit in. While Super Buu kind of tactically went at you. Even if he knew he wasn't strong enough, he'd do some type of energy move or some technique to give him the upper hand. And there's something that every Buu has done that Kid Buu did not do, and that's turn something or someone into a piece of candy. Now, if you ask me who my favorite Buu is, the story might be a little different. If you played any of the games, you know they clearly make Kid Buu one of the best characters to be in any of the games. And our next topic is, what was the most useless transitional character? It's kind of hard to word in a sense, but I'm going to try and explain it. Basically, which character was really awesome, really great, really helpful, and then either the next saga or even the next episode was just completely useless? In my opinion, it's Super Vegeta. Super Vegeta is one of my favorite Vegetas, and probably one of the best Vegetas there is. Every other time before and after that Vegeta was fighting someone, he did not hesitate in trying to destroy them, whether blow them up or just kill them. But when Vegeta decided to fight Imperfect Cell, he gave Cell a chance to obtain his perfection and get even more power, thinking that power would not be enough to stop Vegeta. But clearly it was, and within episodes later, Vegeta was just completely useless, and Super Vegeta was a dumb waste of a transformation. Not to mention that it really wasn't a full transformation. It was midway between Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. They hadn't quite gotten to Super Saiyan 2 yet, but they managed to increase their power, so it's not even really a transformation. I love it, it's great, but story-wise and by following everything else, it's not actually a transformation, it's a self-entitled transformation they gave themselves. Ed, what do you have to say on this topic? What do you think is the most useless transitional character? That's how I'm going to word it. Again, which character do you feel was great in a series, a saga, an episode, whatever, and the next set, saga, series, episode was just garbage?
Okay, so I would say probably one of the most useless transitions and upsetting ones to me is Gohan after the Cell Saga. I mean, he was amazing in the Cell Saga, especially when he turned Super Saiyan 2. He really didn't care what people thought after a while. He was even, stepping up to guys like Vegeta. So he was amazing, and he was so powerful, and his dad, was cheering him on and everything, and you have all this power around him, all this, stuff around him. They really could have made him like a character, like where they could have made so much money off of him and made him so amazing. But then it's like, 10 years go by or whatever, and he just becomes a bookworm who, is having trouble keeping up with Goten. It's like he destroyed a perfect being, kind of like what you were saying before, Brandon. And all of a sudden it's like, now he's nothing. Now he's a great Saiyaman, which is one of the worst ideas ever. And I love Dragon Ball Z. I didn't get that. Then he was getting bossed around by everyone. I don't know. It was just sad. And then Spopovich and Yamu take him out. I mean, it just got worse and worse. And, for him to be the most dominant top character, and then, frankly, only after 10 years of, not doing a lot of training, just dropping off the face of the earth, pretty much of power, when it comes to radar, he was not looked at as really superior until he got his potential unlocked again, which then he was awesome, but I don't know, the whole thing was weird. I didn't understand his transition to being a teen or a higher adult teen or young adult. I don't know, it didn't make sense to me. I don't think most people understood it either, so that's just kind of my thoughts on it. He was so amazing, wearing Piccolo's armor, and then he just traded it for a weird helmet and a green suit. I didn't get it. So that's kind of my thoughts, but I'm really glad to see that he did bounce back from it too.
And that's it for this podcast. Thank you for listening to DBZ Talk. If you have a topic you'd like us to discuss in a future week, hashtag it on Twitter, hashtag capital D, capital B, capital Z, lowercase talk, DBZ Talk, and we'll consider it in a future episode. Also, this podcast is going to be moving to my gaming channel, Puerto Rican Games. Link will be in the description. Again, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Just thanks a million times for everything, for the support. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, and go look out for the next podcast on Puerto Rican Games.
Don't think I'm not coming back for those frosted flakes.